What if Shrek worked at Monsters Inc. as a scare? In this video, I'm going to walk through the hard facts, the measurements, the risk, and the output to show exactly how good of a scare Shrek would be on the scare floor.
Fast.
We need a ruler. Monsters Incorporated collects energy as scream collection units, which I call SCUs. The movie never gives us a clean conversion rate, so for testing, I'm standardizing an average Sully scare as 1 Sully equals 100 SCUs. It is tidy and repeatable, like most corporate dashboards built by someone who really loves spreadsheets. Now let's profile the ogre. Acoustics. Shrek Roars runs on 2 channels, raw sound pressure and social panic. He doesn't just startle one kid, he makes groups reconsider their life choices. In a child's bedroom, carpet drywall and all the nightlight that is trying its best, that roar rates at about 1.3 Sully. In a wide open cul-de-sac with less sound bouncing off walls and more birds slightly judging you, it's closer to 0.9 Sully. The room actually matters in this case. Psychology. The silhouette does the heavy lifting for Shrek. This is not a big fuzzy cat bear like Sully, this is a walking folktale with earwax candles, eyeball snacks, and swamp couture. On first contact, the image adds roughly 15% or whatever the acoustic score is. I know Shrek would be crazy scary here because the other day I used AI to generate what Shrek would look like in real life, and the results are terrifying. If I saw this, I know I'd be telling someone else, so I know the children will tell other children, so each repeat pass in the same block gets a mild diminishing return because the surprise wears off and helmets come out. Compliance. Shrek is a walking code 2319 waiting to happen. A 2319 is a solid contamination incident which summons the Child Detection Agency, also known as the CDA. Add mud on boots, swamp on vest, and pocket snacks that may still be negotiating their future, and you have a guaranteed paperwork for Shrek. Without mitigation, I would shave 5% off his daily efficiency with a pre-door rinse mat, disposable boot covers, and an onion immensity bin. At security, you get most of that back and break room stops smelling like vegetables. Now let's do an actual single door test. Let's say it's a toddler room, glow in the dark stars, nightlight sets. Sully's standard crouch and roar gives us baseline 1 Sully, which equals 100 SCUs. Let's take a look at Randall. Randall's ceiling slide and whisper hiss checks in around 0.95 Sully. Efficient. Shrek enters, door swing, full frame silhouette, slow stomp, 1 calibrated roar, a faint hint of onion stench. Raw acoustic is 1.3 Sully plus 15% for the psychology hit, minus 5% for the brave little nightlight. That nets at about 1.42 Sully or 142 SCUs. On a single shock test, the ogre wins. Randall files a complaint with a blurry footprint attached. However, we all know one door is not an entire shift. Here is how a day would play out of shifts. During the first hour, this is what I would call orientation, the badge scan, quick safety talk, and Shrek learning not to treat the door rail like a balance beam. Even with new higher friction, novelty is jet fuel. He would clear a little over 20 doors at about 1.3 Sully and bank around 2,800 SCUs. Rolling on to the mid-morning, this is the efficiency window. He dials in timing, stops testing wall integrity with his shoulder, and first impressions are still paying. Cycle time improved by about 15% over the floor median, and he holds about 1.25 Sully per door for a couple of hours. That is 7,000 plus SCUs in the bank. Sully strolls by with a professional nod. Mike reminds everyone that onions do not belong in shared refrigerators. After lunch, the neighborhood fatigue could start to roll in. Let's say he's in the same cul-de-sac. Second pass, one child wears a plastic night helmet, another deploys themselves behind a stuffed dragon. You get the gist. The first contact bonus erodes. With the same choreography, Shrek settles at about 1.05 Sully. It's not a collapse, it is the model working at its expected rate while parents pretend they aren't awake. However, let's say after this post-lunch run, a new block, new children, the silhouette resets, he's back about 1.3 Sully for each clean stretch, then tapers slightly as the afternoon repeats start to stack. No drama, just the rough input. At this point, we're at the end of the day push. The power company pings for a final bump. Mike feeds simple beats, count 1, 2, 3, stop. Sully handles tuck-ins on neighboring doors, and Shrek delivers steady 1.2 to 1.3 Sully passes without smashing a hinge. Numbers rise, alarms stay quiet, paperwork stays thin for Shrek. However, now for the final comparison you've come for. On the first contact, Shrek is stronger than Sully. New species effect, heavier silhouette, very strong immediate payoff. Through the sustained route, Sully is stronger than Shrek. Sully's repeatably elite. Blue fluff ages better on day 3 than Swamp Noir. In the final category is compliance. Sully is far stronger than Shrek. No opinions or onions needed here. Doors remain doors. The workplace safety, office, sins, birthday cards. My final verdict, as a scare, Shrek sets single door records and likely edges Sully on first cycles, then normalizes slightly below Sully as neighborhoods adapt. With basic mitigation, Shrek delivers top tier power with minimal drama. The only consistent losers are door hinges and Randall's blood pressure. If you're looking for more content like this, I'm starting membership soon, so while I can stop getting copyrighted. So make sure to subscribe, be on the lookout. God bless your day, and I'll see you in the next one.